Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about Cupid's errant arrow of Cupid's errant arrow. Try that again. Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about the episode Cupid's errant arrow. If you can say that 4 or 5 times, you're better off than I am. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. And a couple of things before we get to talking about this week's program that are coming up. We have learned that The Mandalorian is going to start in late October for season 2. And frankly, I can't wait for some of the things that are coming up in the latter part of that program. The last episode or two had Juan Carlo Esposito, who I absolutely love in everything that he's done. So I look forward to seeing more of him as kind of the nemesis to the Mandalorian in this upcoming season. Everybody's been talking about Baby Yoda to the point that I'm getting kind of nauseated about it, but I'm looking forward to that show coming up pretty soon. Meanwhile, this episode, Cupid's Errant Arrow, is a romance for Boimler. Now, Boimler is one of these kind of uptight people who is a little too nerdy for a whole lot of women to be very interested in. And yet, about a month ago in the story, he's found a girlfriend who serves on another ship. Turns out this other ship is on a joint mission with the Cerritos, and the main story here is Mariner not quite believing that she's all real. In fact, says directly to Boimler, I don't believe that she's real. I'm going to put my hand through her to make sure she's not hologram. He said, she's as real as hopped up Hugh on Captain Picard Day. A bunch of little things like that, Easter eggs, if you will. A Daedalus class ship shown in a flashback. We have mention of Data and Lore. This particular thing, they're having a conversation that Lore has teamed up with the Borg, and one of the characters says, there's a new thing every week with those guys. Kind of a shot at the episodic nature of the Next Generation. We also see someone having to reverse the polarity. That's something that happens in virtually every Star Trek at one time or another. No matter whether it's the original series, TNG, Voyager, or Deep Space Nine, it tends to come up here and there. Boimler's description of one of the engineering officers as Kirk with Trip Tucker sprinkles, which is kind of clever too. Once again, with Mariner doubting that this girlfriend of Boimler's is absolutely real, she says, you never know, she may be one of those aliens that kills you for going on the grass. This is an allusion to a Next Generation episode where they're on this planet where everybody wears diapers, and Wesley falls into a flower bed and is sentenced to death. You may remember that. I forget the name of the episode. They mention the Sullivans, the Cardassians. You see some Andorians and other races on each of the ships. So without giving away any of the major plot, I have to say that while a little bit of it was cringeworthy, there was also a nice little alternate plot with Rutherford and Bendy, who were competing with each other on who could do engineering diagnostics the fastest, and that leads into an interesting little side story there. There were a couple of things I didn't much care for. There was some use of language that was a little over the top to me, but other than that, I think it's just you're not used to seeing that kind of thing in cartoons unless you're watching South Park. So we'll let that slide for this anyway. So that's what we're talking about this time. Coming up very soon, we're going to be talking more about some of the other shows that are getting ready to go. We know that we're going to have the Orville coming back at the very end of the year. We're going to have in October also will be the next season of Discovery, and we find out just what their adventures in the 34th century are going to be, and that's going to be a interesting thing to follow. So we have a lot of material ahead of us. We hope that you'll stay tuned to this channel. In the meantime, please do subscribe and remember to ring the bell so you know when the next video is coming your way. And so until we meet again, don't go far.